Welcome to the Oracle of Wealth for Tuesday, June 9, 2026. Let's decode your wealth charts.
The dust has settled from Friday's blowout jobs report, and the new macroeconomic reality is undeniable. Higher interest rates are now the permanent structural foundation of this market cycle. With the 10-year Treasury yield stubbornly refusing to cool off and holding strong above 4.54%, the speculative, easy money tech trade is officially dead. Right now, behind closed doors, institutional whales are aggressively draining liquidity out of retail AI stocks to build massive cash reserves for the monumental $1.7 trillion SpaceX IPO cycle landing on June 12, right ahead of Wednesday's critical CPI inflation print. If your private portfolio is still banking on speculative growth, you are trapped. Align your personal ledger with elite institutional rotation trends right now. Let's decode your 10-minute daily wealth tracker. Aries, as the Tuesday opening bell rings, the current high-yield contraction hits your third house of short-term commerce and localized cash flows. Institutional capital is rapidly fleeing overvalued tech lines to accumulate defensive positions, meaning any business model relying on floating debt or unverified merchant agreements is highly vulnerable today. Your explicit financial ritual is to immediately halt speculative asset expansions and secure upfront capital commitments on all active contracts. Do not chase the dipping tech sector. Instead, lock down your cash reserves, automate your internal ledger tracking, and capture the market share your over-leveraged competitors are currently losing. Your lucky numbers are 1, 10, 19. Taurus, the cosmic alignments are targeting your second house of personal net worth and foundational security. The stubborn surge in Treasury yields completely validates your natural preference for real-world, tangible value over digital hype. While retail day traders panic over falling tech shares, elite family offices are silently rotating billions into high-yield short-term debt and defensive infrastructure. Your explicit financial ritual today is to purge all unnecessary operational drag from your budget and move your excess liquid cash into secure repositories. Guard your perimeter, ignore the mainstream media noise, protect your equity, and let your baseline compound. Your lucky numbers are 2, 11, 20. Gemini, the sun continues to fuel your first house of personal identity and enterprise with high-velocity energy. While the broader public markets panic over contracting weekend liquidity and rising interest rates, this widespread institutional hesitation creates the absolute perfect competitive vacuum for your sharp cognitive agility to dominate. Real-world problem-solving and administrative speed are now the highest valued commodities on the planet. Your explicit financial ritual today is to finalize your digital frameworks and confidently pitch a premium consulting offer to an enterprise ally this morning. Command your absolute value and scale your revenue. Your lucky numbers are 3, 12, 21. Cancer, while mainstream financial news outlets loudly dissect the fallout of federal regulatory crypto clampdowns, your true wealth leverage operates entirely behind closed doors. The intense tightening across alternative payment rails proves that the legacy banking grid is aggressively isolating itself from speculative risk, meaning your private capital requires absolute insulation today. Your explicit financial ritual is to run a comprehensive digital security encryption sweep across all private banking portals and completely disconnect your liquid reserves from unverified joint accounts. Trust your internal radar, fortify your sanctuary, and build in total secrecy. Your lucky numbers are 4, 13, 22. Leo, your 11th house of elite professional networks and collaborative corporate alliances carries a heavy cosmic charge today. The post-payroll credit contraction has left traditional fund managers completely frozen, creating the ultimate operational window for you to step forward as the undisputed visionary leader. High net worth investors are looking for authoritative directors who can provide data-backed stability in a volatile market. Your explicit financial ritual is to take executive command of a professional alliance or publish an analytical strategy on your platforms. Project absolute mathematical precision, dominate your narrative, and attract capital. Your lucky numbers are 5, 14, 23. Virgo, your unmatched capacity for precise microdata analysis is your premium economic weapon today. Mainstream financial outlets are focusing entirely on superficial stock headlines, completely missing the massive structural capital rotation into traditional infrastructure, shipping, and utility sectors. This critical data disconnect directly impacts your 10th house of career legacy and long-term professional execution. Your explicit financial ritual today is to execute a meticulous, line-by-line operational audit of your business overhead and permanently eliminate every single administrative inefficiency. Optimize your budget software, maximize your productivity, and prepare your expanding empire for massive growth. Your lucky numbers are 6, 15, 24. Libra, the planetary transits mandate that you permanently abandon short-term local anxieties and aggressively adopt a comprehensive global framework today. The combination of a blowout jobs report and sudden international sanctions proves that localized capital markets are subject to rapid institutional manipulation, heavily activating your ninth house of cross-border digital assets. Your explicit financial ritual today is to dedicate an hour to researching international asset regulations and foreign currency-backed logistical networks. Diversify your geographic exposure immediately to immunize your liquid reserves from localized interest rate shocks. Balance your scales, look outward, and secure your long-term financial sovereignty. Your lucky numbers are 7, 16, 25. Scorpio, you are the absolute master of turning market anxiety into immense personal fortune, and today's high-stakes environment drops you directly into your native element. The sharp divergence between contracting alternative liquidity and rising corporate credit yields is exposing massive structural arbitrage windows inside your 8th house of passive wealth architecture. While retail traders scramble blindly, elite whale networks are quietly shifting billions into high-yield distressed corporate paper and tokenized deposit structures. Your explicit financial ritual today is to dive aggressively into the raw microdata of your personal contracts, crypto wallets, and corporate ledger agreements. Secure the bag in silence. Your lucky numbers are 8, 17, 26. Sagittarius, the cosmic transits are moving rapidly across your 7th house of strategic business alliances, and this morning's high-yield economic reality check makes it clear that casual enterprise is completely over. With capital contracting across alternative digital spaces, unverified verbal agreements and handshake deals are now a catastrophic liability to your brand. Your explicit financial ritual today is to establish ironclad, non-negotiable legal and structural boundaries regarding your professional time, equity, and capital assets. Refuse to advance any commercial project without signed compliance documentation and a verified banking deposit. Protect your signature. Your lucky numbers are 9, 18, 27. Capricorn, you cannot scale a massive global financial empire if your daily operational mechanics remain bound to fragmented, unorganized tracking systems. Live market data shows institutional leaders executing rapid capital reallocations to survive a high-rate environment, proving that automated, liquid workflows drive the elite tiers of enterprise. Today, the planetary transits target your 6th house of administrative tracking and daily routines. Your explicit financial ritual today is to implement a rigid, computerized cash flow tracking tool or completely automate a tedious daily administrative task. Structure is your premium currency. Build your automated foundation now. Your lucky numbers are 3, 12, 21. Aquarius, a high-voltage surge of visionary brilliance is electrifying your 5th house of speculative assets and digital branding, even as the broader market enters a defensive posture. On-chain network trackers have just flagged massive whale wallet transfers moving into decentralized protocols, showing that alternative finance architecture is actively positioning for a major post-payroll move. Your explicit financial ritual today is to draft a comprehensive risk model or technical data blueprint for an unconventional, technology-driven asset concept. Do not gamble blindly under this transit. Back your unique genius with hard empirical numbers and lean into decentralized liquidity. Your lucky numbers are 4, 13, 22. Pisces, your primary cosmic directive today remains absolute domestic security and foundational asset insulation. The massive shift out of overhyped tech and into traditional industrial giants proves that institutional capital is fleeing speculative risk to chase defensive utility yield, showcasing a clear systemic movement that requires immediate baseline protection. Before you deploy capital into the open markets this week, your private sanctuary must be fully protected from external counterparty risk. Your explicit financial ritual today is to execute a physical security upgrade to your property or transition a portion of capital into an untouchable, long-term vault. Your lucky numbers are 5, 14, 23. If your birthday is today, Tuesday, June 9th, you are entering an extraordinary 12-month window of professional integration and financial scaling. Born during this explosive morning market rotation, your next year will be completely defined by operational versatility, digital network expansion, and the absolute mastery of multiple revenue streams. The cosmos is explicitly demanding that you shatter any remaining reliance on a single, fragile source of income. This year, your rapid cognitive processing speed is your highest value economic asset, and you will find incredible success by connecting technological automation with your personal brand. Trust your sharp intellect to identify emerging global economic trends long before the general public catches on, build unyielding legal and operational foundations, and watch your net worth multiply rapidly over the next 12 months. That completes your daily financial horoscope for Tuesday, June 9, 2026. The market liquidity shockwave is officially live, and your willingness to adapt today determines your financial altitude for the rest of June. To lock your accounts into today's wealth frequency and support our growing community, drop your sun sign and your lucky numbers in the comments below with the word dual. If you are ready to stay one step ahead of the institutional money shifts, hit that subscribe button right now, turn on your daily notifications, and I will see you tomorrow morning for your next reading.